how much do I pay for 4G data? Hopefully not much, because we're in the 5G world now. But, you know, maybe you're still in LTE.
Wait, I do have a question about number 12.
Okay, yeah.
It says a horizontal translation by negative 2 units. So that would just be plus 2.
Yeah, you're going to need a...
Would the answer be C?
It has to be A or C. Give me just a second.
It's a reflection.
And a horizontal translation by negative. Yeah, that's why I knew it was one of those. That's why I hate the way those are worded. Horizontal translation by negative 2. Yes. I had to get it straight in my head. I get them backwards too. Like, I hate that. I feel like it's always backwards to me. And then if it's backwards, then I'm looking for backwards. Just ignore me. 1. Let's just go. Let's just move on. Forget 12. It's giving us all headaches. We know what we're doing. We know which way we're moving it. We just don't like the way they talk about it. Right? That's the way I feel. Cell phone plans used to change by number of minutes and text sent. Did you guys know that? You don't know that. You have no idea. Back in my day, every text message you sent cost a dime. That's true. Okay, so that's way back when. And now I know everybody's like, well, it doesn't matter. I don't send text messages. I send direct messages. We're all on Instagram chat or Snapchat. Well, that stuff didn't exist, buddies. If you wanted to text, you had to text. Like my 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade years, it was 10 cents a text. Every 1 cent. And that was like the best. That was like the best plan you could get. Like, it wasn't like a... Okay. Nobody cares. That's like, do you guys know how to text in T9 mode versus ABC mode? Now I'm going to get sidetracked.
What's T9?
Exactly. You have no idea. Anyways, now most phone plans have unlimited talk and text, but they offer different amounts of data at various costs. Today we'll look at some pricing structures for phone plans. So question 1, what factors play a role in choosing a cell phone service provider and picking a plan? So first, how do you choose which cell phone service provider? I guess you guys probably never had to choose before, but eventually you're going to have to make this decision. Like, I'm currently switching cell phone service providers.
Whichever place has good service at your house.
Okay, good service at your house. That's the main reason we switched.
How expensive? Has more coverage.
The expensiveness. So coverage, what do you mean by coverage?
Like my carrier doesn't get service in Geraldine.
Okay. So yes. So if you visit Geraldine a lot,
yeah.
or if you visit Skyline a lot, nobody gets service up there. So, right? You just...
What about on the way to the beach in those random cities that...
Yeah, you going through South Alabama? On the other side of Dothan? Yeah, nothing. There's nothing to do.
Or in Florida.
Yeah. Luckily for me, I'd go to Orlando. I'm not a beach dweller from Panama City or Destin. I'm an Orlando guy, so we get to go to Atlanta and then hit the interstate. We keep pretty good cell service everywhere that way. But you guys on the back roads of Alabama, yeah, good luck.
Orlando's nice.
Thanks. I built it with my cash money. I helped build it.
I've been there.
Have you? I'm going in a couple months. Going back.
We're going this summer.
Are you?
On a cruise, yeah.
On a cruise?
Which one?
I hope you don't cruise in Orlando. There's not much.
From Orlando. Port Canaveral.
Oh, close. Oh,
Titusville.
yeah.
Titusville.
Hour away.
Oh, what is it named after Owen's brothers or Herman's brothers?
I don't know.
If you can time it right over there, you can see a rocket launch.
I've witnessed that.
Have you seen one?
Yeah.
Oh, we had this debate one time. How much trouble would you get in if you stole a rocket ship? Federal prison, or
I'm pretty sure you'd be dead. I don't think you'd have any. If you hijacked a rocket ship, you have no idea what you're doing.
no, but if you
And so probably not much trouble.
if you studied for like 20 years to fly a rocket ship, and you actually went with the task, like you actually stole
Where are you going?
To space.
Well, I mean,
the moon,
okay.
Like you figure out how to inhabit it.
and then you get back and you land it.
Land where? Here? Why are you coming back if you stole it? They're gonna know. They're gonna track you if you come back. Yeah, you're done.
You think they're killing
That's
you?
life. I don't know. You're not ever leaving prison.
That's an expensive.
Or if they don't think you can land that sucker, as you start entering the atmosphere again, they're gonna shoot it down over a remote area,
I don't.
like over the
Can
ocean.
you shoot down a rocket ship?
Oh yeah. On its re-entry,
But it's a rocket.
you're not gonna shoot it down in space.
You're not gonna shoot it with like a.
As it's re-entering Earth's atmosphere, where he's trying to land it, and I mean, you have to do you know how you have to land that? Like if I wanted to go to Rainsville, I'm not up here in space. I don't shoot down to Rainsville, right? You go way too fast doing it that way. You have to slow your orbit. You have to. I don't have time right now. Let me do this lesson, and then ask me about how rockets have to do their physics. Okay, I don't have time. 1. Okay, so we talked about where you live and how good the service is there. That's one reason we switch. Why else might you switch?
Minutes.
You have phones that have minutes limits? I guess you could. I guess you could.
It says cell phone plans
Used to.
Used to.
Yeah, I mean, not anymore. That's back when there's 10 cents a text, which doesn't exist anymore. Now everybody has unlimited talking text. Pretty much every plan.
There actually is iPhone minutes still.
Is there?
Remember when Sawyer had minutes in 8th grade? Or was it not 3rd?
What plan did he have? Those prepaid service plans might still do minutes, like if you do Straight Talk or Cricket or did he?
Cricket Wireless.
And so those are called prepaid, where you pay for your minutes ahead of time, so you only have so many minutes. If you use the after minutes market, which is like your big T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, then you use your plan and then you pay for it the month after versus a prepaid plan. So yes, I guess you could still have minutes. This is very rare to see nowadays.
It's a rare occurrence.
Yep. One of the reasons I switched is because I could get better deals. So I'm paying more for the service because we needed new phones. That's the main reason we switched. Our phones have been paid off. Autumn got her phone as soon as she got back to the U.S. in 2020. So it's dying. Like the charger, it's bad. So we've ordered new phones. But one of the main reasons I switched to Verizon is because they're offering free Sunday ticket for this NFL season if you switch to Verizon. So that was a good deal they gave me, right? Plus YouTube Premium and Disney Plus bundle are cheaper if you buy them through Verizon versus individually. And those are things we had anyways, so we bundled those with our... So those are the reasons I switched, right? I'm just telling you for me personally. The main reason was... Two main reasons. We needed new phones, and the T-Mobile service at our house was not very good. Right, so that's the two reasons we switched. Those other things were nice kickers for why we chose Verizon versus AT&T or Straight Talk or something else. Anyways, so we got those written down. 2, Metro by T-Mobile offers an unlimited text and talk option with 2 gigs of data per month for $30. If you exceed 2 gigs, you pay $10 for each gig after that. So what would the monthly phone bill be for a person that used 1.7 gigs of data?
$30.
Everybody's okay with that? 30. I've got to fix my pen back. I'm having to write without my Apple Pencil again, so the next one will look better. B, what would the monthly phone bill be for a person that used 3.5 gigs of data?
$50.
Would it go up to 50 or would it be 45? Because they use half a gig.
As soon as you go over 2, you pay $10. And that covers you until you get up to 3. And as soon as you go over 3, you pay $10. Right? So even if you just use 3.01 gigs of data, it's $50. Okay? So let's sketch a graph of the monthly cost of this phone plan based on the number of gigabytes. Is that where we're at? Yep. Oh, that's so wrong. I disagree. They said 45. That's wrong. That's just not how it works. It's not how it works.
So I got it right.
No. No, you didn't. They're wrong. Anyways. So let's sketch this graph. I'm doing it my way.
Did you start it?
Okay. That's not going to...
See, we have to do it their way to graph it, right?
Yes. And I'm looking at what they're teaching, and they want it to be their way for what I'm teaching. But I could teach mine, but it's going to be a headache. What do I want to do? I'm teaching mine, and then we'll talk about theirs. If we had to graph ours, because ours is also fits into the same category as theirs, but ours is just way uglier, our graph. So if I use 0 gigs, how much is that going to cost me? What if I used 1 gig? How much would that cost me? What if I used 2 gigs? How much would that cost me? So for right here, from 0 to 2 gigs, this is the cost. But what happens as soon as I use over 2 gigs? It changes the cost to. And so between 2 and 3, I should be at 40, right? All the way up to 3. And so this would be an open circle here. Because as soon as you get over 2, it jumps. And then what happens as soon as you get over 3? We jump to 50, right? This would be an open circle, shaded to here. And this pattern just continues. Again, your circle shouldn't be as big as mine, but I don't have my pencil anymore. It is. It's a staircase function, sometimes called a step function. That's the way it's normally identified. Okay? Everybody okay with this? Now, I'm going to also graph theirs. You don't have to. But if we did their version, it would look the same here. Right? But then, like, how much would it cost for 2.5 gigs of data? 35. And then for 30, it would be, for 3 gigs, it would be 40. Right? And so it would grow.
It'd be a linear function.
Yes, that's the difference. So this is the one they talked about. It's the one in blue. If it was, so that's essentially 1 cent for every 1 cent for every 100th gig of data you used. Which, whatever. That's not the way it works. That's not the way phone plans work. It works like the step function. So 4, write a rule that gives the monthly cost of using X gigs of data. So what we're doing is we are making our function. So essentially we're making a rule f of x equals. So what's the equation of our function? So f of x equals 30.
30 plus 10 2.
Okay. Plus 10 times x minus 2? Like that? Boom. Okay. So don't write that down. Let's say I used 1 gig of data. Please don't write that down. That's so bad. If I used one gig of data, I plug 1 in for x then. And it should work. What's 10 times 1? 10. 10 minus 2. 8. 8 plus 30. 38. So according to this function, if I use 1 gig of data, it would cost me $38.
No, that's not true.
Yeah. So please don't write that down.
It's something like that, though. I'm
I like this part of it.
Uh, 30.
When is it 30?
Always until.
It's always until?
It's initial ones.
Okay. For how long?
2.
Until what do you mean? Until x is
Greater than 2.
there we go. So the function is 30. If x is still less than 2, but we need to be greater than or equal to 0, because it doesn't make sense to have negative data usage. Right? So 0 to 2, it's 30.
Wait, is that inside of our function?
Well, I'm telling you when the function is 30. It's 30 on this interval. And then what happens?
Plus $10 when it's over.
So it becomes what? Am I going to write 30 plus 10? I wouldn't write that. I think I could simplify that.
40
It becomes 40. When's it 40?
when it's over 2.
Under 3.
Oh, see, we have a bunch of functions.
Under or equal 3? Okay with that? And then it switches to
50.
when we're over 3 and under 4. I don't want to keep doing this forever, right?
Not equal to 3 or equal to 4.
Yeah, I did it backwards. Sorry. Anybody have any idea what this is called?
Step function.
It is a step function, thank you. But in general, the way this is defined, we call this a piecewise function. Both of these are piecewise functions. Our black graph, that is the step function, and also the blue graph, it's also a piecewise function. So just for the sake of making sure I cover whatever it is they want me to cover, let's come up with a piecewise function for their graph. So we're going to name it g of x, which is the blue graph. So ours, we just did 3 pieces, but how many pieces are there? There's an infinite amount of pieces, right? We couldn't list them all. Theirs is only 2 pieces. So we could list both of those. So anybody have any ideas what those equations would be?
So I think the first one's going to be the exact same.
I think it is. That's a good thought. How could you find the equation of this piece? Anybody?
It's a slope.
It's a slope line.
So we can just do
10
it over the OG way.
Yeah. If you can tell me what the OG way, what it gives you, that's what I'm asking.
10 over what?
Is the slope? I agree. So is it 10x?
10x.
Okay. So if it's 10x, if I plugged in 3,
Plus.
It would equal 30.
It'd be 30. And how much is supposed to cost it? 3.
For the next plus 10. But what if we plug one in?
We plug one in here.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm telling it where it goes, so I don't have to worry about that.
Oh, okay. So greater than 30.
Not greater than 30. What do you mean greater than 30?
Greater than 30, we have to route that somewhere.
No, we don't.
Greater than
No, we don't.
30.
Only when x is greater than 2. We always talk about it with the x's, right? Just like the increase and decrease. And we gotta get in the habit of reading it like a timeline. The output is the output. I can control the input. That's the one I have the ability to change. Another way I think about this, like, so we did a thought experiment kind of to figure out that we were 10 too low, so we added 10. If you think about extending this line, what's its y-intercept?
0, 10.
So its y-intercept is 10, and you guys told me the slope was 10 over 1, right? So that's another way you could think about it instead of having to do that thought like we did. Extend the line, find the actual y-intercept. Or I could show you other ways, but you guys would not care to see those right now. We'll do the harder ones if we ever have to. Is everybody okay with this?